Okay guys, so apologies for the delay there. The reason was we had a couple of options lined up for the last match because we wanted to focus on the top tables. But the problem was that all the guys on the top tables, mainly Spain and England, basically just wanted to concentrate on the game, and they weren't comfortable playing on the stream because they wanted to be with their teams, they wanted the moment, they wanted to capture anything. So I had to have a bit of a scout around to see who was prepared to come along and be on the stream, and so that was the reason for the delay. So really sorry about that. We're about 10 minutes late starting compared to where we want to be, but hopefully we will be ready to go in just a moment. So we have PidPad from Sweden against Stingray from Portugal. So I know Simulekio, you said that Jeho would be really interesting because he is on 500 and he was due to play Lycos, who is another very experienced, well, he's the most experienced NAF player ever. He's on about 1,350 games. That was exactly the game that we picked. But yeah, those guys wanted to be with their teams, they wanted to be focused and concentrating, and so that is why we started late, because we had to try and find someone else. So let me just update some of this information. So we have Stingray playing Dark Elves for Portugal, and we have PidPad playing Undead for Sweden. So let me just get all of this information up and running.
Have we missed a blitz? Is the Rat Ogre dead?
No, we haven't missed a blitz and the Rat Ogre is dead. These guys are just setting up. Fortunately, these are a bit clearer to see with these skill rings, and it's a bit simpler. So we have Stingray's Dark Elves. He's gone for a 4 blitzer, 1 witch build. And so he has 3 blitzers with dodge, which are the yellow rings, and 1 blitzer with tackle, which is the red skill ring. So we can see it's in the first half, and the score is 0-0 because they have not started. That is what we like to see. And then we have 1 witch with block, which is the blue one, and 1 runner with dodge, which is also a yellow. On PidPad's side, we have the 4 ghouls build. Some people do a 3. I think 4 is the most common. She has 1 times mummy with guard, which is green, and the other doesn't have a skill. And then he has 2 whites, one with guard. And one with tackle, which is red. And then he has 4 ghouls, but only 3 of them are skilled, and they all have block, which is blue. So there we are. I think we're up and ready to go. I think that's all the details.
So 3 large ghouls, one with nothing on it. Is that right? A ghoul with nothing on it, 3 ghouls with block.
That's right. Yep.
And an army with guard, a white with guard, and a white with tackle. So reasonably standard undead build then, basically, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, very, very common to go. You can sometimes get variations like maybe a wrestle ghoul or maybe a sure hands ghoul. I think probably the most common is 2 block, 1 wrestle, just in case you want to do a cage break.
The wrestles are very, very handy, obviously, against like your Norse and your dwarves and things like that.
That's right. PidPad plays a lot of tournaments. Uar Tractor will be pleased to know he is someone else who has beaten me in a tournament.
Who's the one whose 2 of your Dark Elf losses are against? Is that? I thought you said that was a Rob. No, I'm get that wrong.
No, that's Tom, who would have joined us for the commentary. Yeah. Thanks for writing that out. Right. Yeah, no, thank you.
I do. Of your losses.
I was having a really good NAF championship. I drew with K-Food in round 1, beat Beppe round 2.
Oh, very good.
Won rounds 3 and 4, and then came up against PidPad in round 5, and that was the end of my NAF championship. And then I played Besters round 6.
I know loads of Swedes, and I don't know.
You don't know PidPad?
I know the name now. I don't know. I must have just not.
Yeah.
I guess I know all the Swedes who don't make the team.
Well, he's had a very good start because he's absolutely mauled the Dark Elf front line and caught the ball and moved up to the halfway line. So that's about as good as a turn 1 as you could really hope for. And one of the Dark Elves.
He's pretty compact. He's not sort of being dragged all over the place.
That's
or
right.
Like that. So,
and one of the Dark Elves is in the KO bin. So we've had a player removal already. Yeah, so PidPad does a lot. I think he's an ever-present for Sweden at Eurobowls as well. So I think every time Sweden's played, I think he's always been on the team.
Oh, okay.
So he's got quite a few national caps. And then we have Stingray for Portugal.
These chocolates.
They are. They are chocolates. That's some Tackle Zone Twix.
Those are both for me.
Yeah, I'm not
getting one out for you.
I think chocolate yuck.
Oh yeah, good point. But
Yeah. Let's pick. Stingray.
Schooled, I think I know. That's his brother, apparently.
Yeah.
I think it's
Schooled. Yeah, I lost the Schooled as well, so that's good, isn't it?
I think I know him by his real name, though. I don't know if he goes by Schooled when you talk to him.
You've picked the 2 Swedes I've played.
Oh,
I'm 0-2 against Sweden.
Schooled, I think, is the one who killed my strip ball war dancer with throw a rock at the NAF. Because I didn't actually speak to him after that because I was in rage. And but then when I was talking to all my Swedish friends later on, he was like, "Oh hey," and I was like, "Oh, not you again."
Oh yeah, not this guy. They're always so much more pleased to see you when they've beaten you, aren't they?
When they've thrown a rock, your strip war dancer off the pitch. They're delighted to see you.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was so enamoured with Peter D's European team name of Nufflepuff that he has given me one of their team shirts.
Oh, that's why you gave
he gave it to me, yeah. So I'm an honorary Nufflepuff.
Oh, nice. PidPad is Peter. Yeah. I maybe I'll go around and see have a look at him, see if I do know. It's important for me to identify these people.
Do you want a chicken salad? I'm just trying to clear some room.
No, indeed. Have something healthy later.
Yeah. When I get home, probably. Midnight less.
Are you driving back tonight?
Yeah.
So,
Stingray's playing he's gone for a passive defence here. Nice solid line from PidPad. He doesn't need to do a lot at this stage, just keep the momentum, keep it rolling forwards.
Where are the two mummies? I have difficulty picking his mummies out.
Yeah, good shout. So, let's add the whiteboard back.
Where are they? One was in by the ball. Is that
That's the
one?
guard mummy.
Oh, is it? I thought that was the green guard, but I've obviously...
No, that's the white.
Alright.
And that's the other mummy. Well, that's a mummy.
What are you talking about?
Two of those three are mummies.
Okay. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet on the European top tables. Mubo's team won. They played the ECBBL Black Shirts and beat them 3-0.
They did, yeah. I came into Mubo talking to Val, making him feel better about losing.
Ooh. Having to find what that's say. So yeah, I think Stingray's just done the sensible thing here, just by backing off, setting up just a line defence. But with the undead not being delayed at the start and getting up to the line of scrimmage straight away.
That's very advanced for an undead team. That
at turn 3, I don't think a column defence is going to work here. I think he's going to push too far ahead. Yeah, so the plan is that I will be covering the presentation. Oh, hello.
Troy
just snuck
like he
in.
appeared from a puff of smoke. I just turned down and he was sitting there.
Hi Chris, how are you? How did your... Well, I know how... No, I don't actually. How did your last round
We
go?
won the round. Yogi narrowly won 1-0. Half pulled some bullshit, as he called it. And I drew.
Okay.
Sorry, children.
To be fair, that is what Hef would call it.
Yeah. I was quite...
Excellent.
Yeah, it was a nice round. We played the Team England guys, so... we know
right.
them, so it was nice to play against people we know and haven't seen in months, you know, so... That's what's nice about these things, isn't it? You see people you don't see regularly, so...
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes you only see these guys like once a year at the Eurobowl, especially if they're from further afield. Where is my injure gone? Andy Fadan has joined us as well. Hello, mate.
It's a bit awkward, the choice here at the same time. They just chump bashed us. Boo!
It's
Oh,
true.
Will.
It's true.
You can't see that they're attacking each other. He's got his hands around his throat.
What are the ramifications then? Because I'm totally not up to speed.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably a good thing to actually explain to everyone on stream as well. That's very professional of you, Dan.
So astute.
So the situation is that there are only two teams that can win Eurobowl:
Oh, okay.
Spain and England.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else is too far away. The reason why is Spain is a full win ahead of everyone else.
Okay.
Only England are exactly one win behind. Everyone else is now further behind. So
England have to win and Spain have to lose for there to be
any chance at all,
Of England,
that
yeah.
has to happen. But also, then it goes down to the tiebreaker, which is the individual results from the team. Spain are on 43 points. England are on 40 points.
Okay.
But remember, it's 2 points for a win.
Yeah.
So England need to win and Spain need to lose, and there needs to be like a win and a half in it.
2.5, 2-win swing basically.
Basically, yeah. So if Spain lose 4.5, 3.5, and England win 4.5, 3.5, that's not enough.
So in short,
is it
the
enough,
most
actually?
likely thing is that Spain
It'll be a
are going
2-point
to
swing,
win.
so it wouldn't quite be enough.
No, because it's not the net difference; it's the total individual points.
Okay.
Spain's to lose, basically. Isn't it?
So England at
Pretty
4.5,
much, yeah.
3.5 would only gain half of that. They need to win by 2 more.
Okay.
So if Spain avoid defeat in the round or avoid defeat by too much,
Yes.
basically going to win.
So
Yeah.
France could be doing England
You
a
haven't
favour.
got your. I don't know if you want to change your game.
Yeah,
please.
I do. So we'll give you the draw for that. That went wrong. So we say that it's unlikely, but Spain is playing France on the top table. So
point now,
could
but
France do
obviously
England a
very
favour?
well.
They could,
They
yeah.
wouldn't be happy about
Absolutely. England are playing. It's the absolute surprise package of the tournament for me. Finland
Fueled
on
by beer.
table 2. Yeah.
Mind you, more than one team is fueled by beer, but
It's not even beer they're drinking, I don't know what it is. It's
What are they
brown,
drinking, something?
weird looking.
We have Switzerland, Italy in table 3, and then Germany, Wales on table 4, with Denmark and Malta on table 5. So the other thing we need to update you on is Finland versus Malta with regard to hosting rights.
Oh, so Finland have put themselves forward.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
cool.
Swindon's
Swindon.
Swindon are not in it,
People's Republic.
despite how many of their players play for Team Celtic of some sort or another. Controversial.
Probably Finland.
I think it might be guaranteed Finland. I'll just have to check because a lot of these teams are really close. We have Scotland, Belgium, Norway, Poland. Dragons against Hungary.
meanwhile in our game, are they already on turn 4? Is that... What?
Netherlands, Ireland. Yeah, these guys are rapid.
They're not mucking around.
And Greece, Austria on the bottom table.
So I take it Malta or Scotland is still in the hunt?
Scotland are definitely out of the hosting.
Finland.
Yeah, Scotland are definitely out of the
So where's
hosting.
your... Yeah, go on, the team standings.
So Malta are on 4 and Finland are on 5. So if Malta win or potentially draw, they're a long way behind if it's... So Malta are on 4 points and Finland are on 5 points. So if Finland lose and Malta draw, they'll be on the same points, so it'll come to a tie break. And Malta are currently on 27 and Finland are on 32. So that is a big swing.
Yeah.
So realistically, Finland have to lose and Malta has to win.
Against Denmark.
So what's the most likely? Give me executive summary. Finland are going to be hosting.
I think the most likely is both Finland and Malta will lose.
So leaving it as
Finland to therefore be the 2021 Euro trip.
Start saving now.
There might be less drinking in Finland.
is it
Than in
one of
Cardiff.
these expensive?
Bring your own.
Is it expensive?
Super expensive. Those crazy swings indeed.
What we need to do
Bloody
is
swindler.
So what
fly
is going
to
on?
Estonia and then get the ferry over every day.
So we've got what a bit of a
Serious?
People
plenty of
people
drinking
do
in
commute.
Estonia. So what we got going on in our game? So a bit of a standoff basically. I suppose he's just grinding like undead grind.
That's right. And
And the elves the columns are gradually moving back. Any more players gone off? No. KO,
No.
do we have a reserve? Is that a reserve and a KO? There?
neither players had. That's probably an Apo.
Oh, probably not.
People like to have the Apo.
So I've not seen the one witch build before. What's the advantage of that?
Don't know. I actually don't know what the advantage for which one which build. I've never heard of the one which build.
No.
Wolfen might know.
Hopefully,
Boozy
yeah.
in his hot dog.
So I was going to answer that because I have played the one which build.
Go on.
And I had a mouthful of hot dog, and then my mouth went really, really dry, and I couldn't swallow it. So, hence why
And
these
the
guys
answer
brought me
is.
into it.
it's
So the
one
answer
less
into it,
which to deal with at team talks.
yeah, it's less. So the advantage is it's just a bit tougher. So you've got an armor 8 instead of an armor 7,
What
and
do
you
you
don't
replace
need to
it
worry
with?
about
Sorry.
a blitzer.
A blitzer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So
So you got another block.
the common one, the common one is 3 blitzer, 2 witch.
Right, yes, yeah.
But I actually like this build, the 4 blitzer, 1 witch. Frenzy can sometimes be a bit of a liability. Sometimes you just want to take a normal
Sure.
hit. So it's a
I
bit
must
more
admit, playing
controlled.
Dark Elves, I just never got the hang
Oh.
of optimising the witches.
That's a
or
death. That is a death.
Of.
It's just so badly hurt, but I don't think he's going to use.
You mean a casualty?
Oh, a casualty, yeah. So it looks like the Apo's been used, so he just took that away. So it's looked like I think it was just a line, just a lineman, because all of the Dark Elf positionals have a skill ring around. So we have the runner back here with dodge. Then we have 3 blitzers, 1, 2, 3 with dodge. And then blue here is the blitzer with tackle. So you can see that Stingray has basically put his tougher, sort of more survivable dodge blitzers. So that's as well, like when you're trying to create a screen, you get all your blodgers sort of at the front. And then the blue skill ring's a little hard to see, but this is the witch elf with block with this blue skill ring. You know, I don't think column defense is the right choice when the undead have made so much ground early on. I think if the undead sort of picked up and caged here on turn 1, you put pressure on for a couple of turns, and then you play the column defense dropping back. But I think PidPad's always going to make two squares a turn, and I mean it's PidPad's turn 5. And he's a good third of the way into Stingray's half. So I'm gonna look for that tweet, Ali. Jip, his tournament is going so badly. I was talking to Jip. I was talking to Jip quite a lot last night.
Okay.
We were talking a lot about the Scotland card. Hi, Will Ziff has just joined us in Studio Tackle Zone as well. Yeah, I was talking to Jip. We got talking because he's a psychotherapist.
Okay.
So we were talking about the psychology of the Scotland red, yellow, white cards.
Oh right, yeah.
And like how you could freak out. He thought it was fascinating.
The idea of declaring how you're feeling?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with regard to how the other person might take it and what sort of tricks you could
when you
play.
whack the white down or whatever.
Yeah. So he makes one armor break, gets a stun, you put the red card in, and you think, oh, it's all over. But then we got talking about how badly his games had gone, and they've been rotten.
Have they?
And it seems like it's continued because Ali just said, Jip has tweeted that this tournament is going so badly, he's been temporarily banned from the Blood Bowl Facebook group.
So I guess he's been ranting and raving on there, has he?
The prize for the next touchdown has gone.
So what's going on? Still grindy.
So yeah, I think he's just trying to make the dodges out.
To redo his columns, just keep moving back.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think you either need to counterattack at this point and really disrupt them.
Who's your brother, Poi Ju? We're not actually specifically commentating him, but we might be able to give you some updates. He's playing for Switzerland, is he?
He's playing for CH.
Which is Switzerland.
Yeah.
That's their...
Who is your brother? Sipa. Yeah, Sipa beat Lycos earlier today.
Okay.
In their round. I can give you another link. I'm not trying to get rid of you. Do keep watching. I'm not trying to just shuffle you off somewhere else. And he beat Tank 1-0 in the last round against Denmark. So, if you want to know all the individual scores for the last round, you can go to the Eurobowl website there, which I've just linked up. And yeah, so Sipa's had a good day. He's beat Tank from Denmark, he's beat Lycos from England, and he is currently... Unfortunately, this is a picture, so I'm not able to search. If you want to know everyone's individual standings, you can also find that there on this link. Oh, no, he must have lost to Lycos. I swear I saw. I was looking at the card earlier, and it definitely had Sipa 2, Lycos 1. So they must have filled that out wrong and corrected it. Because Lycos is on. Oh no, this is a round old. Yeah, the individual standings are around old because the top guys have 8 points, which is 4 wins, and this is round 6.
Yes, it must be.
So this would have been before. This would have been before Sipa. So yeah, he could have been Sipa. And yeah. So yeah, we think Sipa's doing very well. Yeah, it's only updated to round 4. You're right. This is looking really comfortable for PidPad. The column defense, like I said, I don't think it was the right choice, and maybe it was a little bit thin as well.
So what do you think? I mean, I wondered about pressing aside and trying to actually leave him aside almost to try and encourage him to score faster, because Undead actually really want to grind in 8, don't they?
That's it.
Get them to score a bit quick.
In a strange way, this might actually work out better for Stingray, because PidPad could be in a position whereby he's actually gone a bit too quickly, like you say, and there's potential for Stingray to counter-attack and leave himself a 2-turn equaliser. I mean, PidPad's still got some work to do because this part of the cage is open, so he needs someone here, or...
How many is that move?
One of these 4 squares.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What if he takes the dodge?
6, 7, yeah.
5, 6, 7. 1 go for it.
And 2 dodges. But it's still very much on
1,
in
2,
terms
3,
of for the ball, isn't
4,
it? Which
5, 6, 7. No, I think it's just 1 dodge. So I think what he can do. So yeah, I think PidPad. I think maybe the pressure got him a little bit. It seems a bit curious. He's left himself really open.
Their turn now.
Yeah, it's a Dark Elf turn. So the assistants come in. He needs a 2+ dodge here, and then comes around here. 2+ go for it. And he's going with a tackler. 5. Oh, we didn't see that roll. It's on. Yeah, 5. I guess that tells us 7.
So 2 go.
So 2 go for us because he wants the tackler on the ghoul. Go for it. 1 is good. Go for it. 2 is good. 2 dice block. Oh, we see a skull. Oh! Double skull. He needs a team reroll. He's pushing a flash. Jay gets the tackle. Stingray must be some sort of media professional because that was really good of him to move the dice back under the camera. Such a pressured situation, and he had the foresight to move it back under the camera and give the old little tap of joy to the. Thank God I used the tackle guy. So the ball is on the floor. Where is it going to go? So both of these ghouls. So he's got 2 block ghouls nearby that could potentially catch. And he failed to catch and it bounced out. So it's going to be a 3-putt pickup. So he's got to basically just swamp the ball at this point. I think he should go for the pickup.
You think in this turn?
In this turn, yeah. But I think he needs to get. I think he needs to get some guys around it. So he needs to sort of get someone round to here. He needs to get some players like here and here, just in case there's more bouncing. He's okay here in case it falls. So I think he needs to bring some of these guys round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a dodge. It's a good. Tricky elves.
Yeah.
So the first one's in position. So he doesn't want to dodge with the witch elf because this is the tackle white with red. So he wouldn't have a reroll on the witch elf. He does on this one. It's fine. So he's gone for the pick. Oh, that's a little bit earlier. I would have moved another person in, but it's fine. It's great. So now maybe he's going the other way. It's good.
God, that'd be a hell of a go for it to fail, wouldn't it? I see. Oh no, that wasn't.
Oh, that was the dodge. That was the dodge first. Yeah. But you're right. It would have. Yeah.
The second one as well.
I don't think it's a risk
dodge.
going for it. So he's got a decision to make here. This isn't perfectly safe because the ghoul can block it. So I don't think he can safely form a cage. He's not going to want to make that 3+2+ without a dodge reroll and no team reroll. So maybe he's thinking these guys are okay here. He's passed the ball.
Yeah, I wondered about. Yeah.
He's going for it. Well,
But the thing is, Undead are not that fast, are they? So I guess,
No, that's right.
he's just trying to get some sort of space advantage. But I'm surprised because
that was a 3-2.
There's 3 or 4 Undead over that side, though, isn't it?
There are, yeah. There are. So he's just wondering now whether he should go where his finger's pointing or go
take
one
a
square
dodge.
further ahead with a dodge. So yeah, he's played it safe there. I think the witch has got to come out. That's fine. So I think, although this is also a 2+ dodge with no reroll here, that player is obviously tying those up. So if you're going to fail first with the witch,
Right, yeah.
because at least you got these players tied up.
But look how by taking on that pass this turn,
Yeah,
that
was
does
bold. I am 2 chicken in Blood Bowl, I think.
those elves. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, you can argue, of course, that you go for that and you turn having rescued a situation into. I suppose his risk is he goes, if I fail that pass or the catch, and the Undead are still going to have to get round it and pick it up, whereas I can have somebody, anybody can nip in and pick it up from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you're absolutely. I think he absolutely had to go for the pickup.
Yeah, I had to go for the pickup, but doing that pass.
I think I probably would have gone for the pass if I still had the reroll to cover. PidPad's in a lot of trouble now. The player with the ball can score with 4 go for it.
The ball got out because PidPad left a gap in his cage, basically, and there was there was a minimum 1 dice block, and actually Stingray got an assist in. Had to make 2 dodges and I think 2 go for it.
1 dodge, 2 go for it.
1 dodge, 2 go for it. And for a 2 dice block on the ball carrier with tackle on a blodge ghoul, or ghoul.
Yeah, blodge ghoul.
He rolled double skulls and then a zing and a push. So the zing. So using the tackler on the blitz on the ball carrier, it turned out to be absolutely cool.
Good decision. Absolutely.
Which I think I can't remember the exact situation, but I think he did have to do a tiny little bit of setup to get the tackler out. So maybe he rolled some other dice for a push or something.
Yeah, I think it was 1 extra dodge for the tackler guy right at the beginning, but it's still 2-2-2-2.
Yeah. Well, and as you saw, it paid off massively. Because he wouldn't have got the ball out otherwise.
Yeah, that was surprising. I thought, PidPad I think just pushed a little too much there.
It was strange. I don't know. It's when you almost want to rewind. Like, did he just miss? I presume there was some player. I assume he miscalculated.
I'm guessing
on how his screen was interacting with the end of that.
He maybe forgot that. He maybe thought that this was the end of the pitch.
I mean, it's always hardest when you're right up that other end. I always think. For that. Yeah.
I mean, I hope he didn't make that mistake, because I feel gutted if the pitch was the thing that. You know what?
No, he's going to know that is the end zone. But when he's looking at it from that end of from the far end of the pitch, maybe I guess he just miscalculated something. I mean, or perhaps the guy that he'd earmarked to cover that side of the cage, he just he did something else with him and didn't realise it. I don't know.
It's a bit weird because he had one corner there, and then the ball carrier here. So we could have just moved this guy 1 to the left.
Obviously, and still had enough for screen,
because then at least it's a 4-up cage break as opposed to a 2-up go round.
Yeah.
So the front guy has been knocked down, and because he's only movement 6, I think that puts him out of range now. 4, 5, 6, 2 goes, well out of range.
The real question is where he can get a screen to, though. Is that's undead there, right?
Yeah. So this is a white with tackle,
which is obviously dangerous.
So if Stingray wants to score, he cannot take a sideways step with the ball carrier. No one else is in range. This is the only player. The player with the ball is the only one in range because we're only at turn 7. If he can cut an assist, if he can cut this guy's assist, he could potentially dodge the Witch Elf to here. A little bit dangerous. Oh no, that guy's not stunned actually. I thought he was stunned. I'm talking rubbish. Okay. Yeah. So he's got to go for the blitz. And he's doing it with the Witch Elf to make sure that he doesn't stay in contact because he would have to follow up. Nice 6 dodge from the Witch Elf.
You'll have to thank him afterwards. He keeps moving his dice under the camera.
Yeah, he does. It's brilliant. Gets the POW. That's good. That saves the second frenzy hit that he really would have dreaded taking. Oh, you get push. You just have eyes of skulls after that. And an armor break. Just a stun. I mean, that would have been really, really rude to also knock the tackle white off the pitch as well. You know what I mean? He's just going for the score.
As a bonus move.
Nice little bonus. You also get rid of the tackle white. You can make it, but it goes all the way. So yeah, he needs this Witch Elf. That's a good position. I think he's right to do that. He's now got a screen there, which basically takes this out of unless it goes for the dodge. Still, this one can go out for a potential 1 die.
The ball's on the guy with the yellow ring up near the top there.
Yeah, so there's a green coin that you can see there on that represents the ball.
He's just moving the ball carrier now.
Yeah.
difficulty with it. You're gonna have to go for it twice, mate.
He needs to go twice.
Yes, that's the 4 lines. So 2 goes from there and you're in. But 2 goes.
And he's quite right as well to go into this third track, because you don't want to be on the second track, because if the guy gets a push, you're then pinned against the edge
trapped,
and you've got the 3-2 out. Whereas if he goes here and gets pushed there, he's got the 2+ with the reroll escape square. So he's quite right to go here. So I think he needs to. That makes no sense.
Can he even do? Alright, he's going for it there. Alright, central. I don't know why he wants to be that central. I guess he figures he can screen more easily from the other players coming back.
But I think he can do that either way.
Yeah,
If he gets a screen in there. Oh, unless he's thinking.
No, he's not.
That's a 3+ dodge with reroll. Oh. Unless he's thinking get over this side, because this is a 3+ dodge with the ghoul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7. PidPad, you can see he's stacking his rerolls in his reroll bin. So he's got plenty of rerolls. He's got more rerolls than he needs for his final turn. Ooh, just makes the dodge. I think the problem is though, has Stingray used his last reroll?
No, I think there's one sitting there, isn't there?
But I think he maybe flipped that over.
Oh, I don't know how he does his system. I didn't notice. So what undead are in range of the ball carrier?
Oh.
What's it? What's the? So not undead. Which undead are even?
So I think this is his best shot if he's happy with just one. That's a 3+ dodge.
It's a good. It's
And then
bludgeon
another
ghoul.
3+ dodge for 1 die on the ball
1,
carrier.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I
6,
don't think anyone else is in
7.
range.
He could go round one of those dodges and still hit him on 7, I think.
He can do it on a go for it.
No, I think
Oh,
that's what
hang
I think.
on.
I think he doesn't need to go for us. What I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, maybe he does.
I don't. Oh, that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, no, he does. That would completely risky.
She's made the dodges. Team reroll on the second. Oh, there. And now it's just about can Stingray not roll a 1. So here we go.
So he just doing.
Oh, he just rolled 2.
Oh right, what was that for?
Oh, that was the armor break.
armor.
That's the armor break. I thought he was rolling both
I know
together.
that was the go for it. Yeah, and one
I thought that was the
a
go
1.
for it.
No.
It's a 5 and a 5. We saw it on the table. He has scored. Wow, I did not see that. I thought he was in all manner of trouble, but he
I know,
a
yeah.
brave pass
Yeah.
has.
Well, I think to be fair, there must have been some sort of mistake from PidPad to leave that the possibility of 2 dice on the ball carry.
I think there was. Yeah, I do think he. I think he just pushed a little bit too much and then just missed.
He must have miscounted something. He obviously just didn't realise he wasn't quite
Yeah.
covered.
So this is looking really good for Stingray. 1-0 up.
Against the kick, as we say.
Having turned PidPad over, and now we're moving into the second half. No, Andy is playing for Team Wales. I am Wolfen, and I'm joined by Ethan. And so, yeah, we are commentating on the game.
don't have a turn here, do we? Because it's just that was half time.
Yeah, because that's it. There's no one turn attempt. So yeah, you're right.
Because he scored against the kick, so he scored an 8.
Yeah.
In the 8th turn run. Is there anything notable on the setup? Looks reasonably sort of symmetric, whatever, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I think normally...
That undead setup looks a bit slightly spread.
Yeah, so I think the reason for that is normally, I think you're quite happy going for sort of quite... Oh dear, sorry about that. I thought the whiteboard was on and I ended up moving the camera around. Whiteboard is on. So normally I think with undead against elves, you're quite happy just deploying sort of in the central area and sort of backing those 3 guys up with sort of players around this. And that's because you don't mind normally if the Dark Elves score quickly.
Right.
But he can't afford
He
can't afford to. He has to stop the elves from scoring.
Yeah, it shows you how much that changes that dynamic, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So it looks like a quick snap on the result. And so Stingray's just taking the opportunity to move his players out of contact. He neither wants to...
Yeah, quick snap is not... It's very variable in power, isn't it? But in this situation, that's one of the most powerful occurrences of it, because that's exactly what he wants, is just to get out of contact.
Yeah, he neither wants nor needs to get into a fight with these undead. So yeah, and then he rolls a 4 on the catch and makes it from the kick. So the website, the Eurobowl website is not updating with the round 5 results. I wonder if the organisers are trying to keep the mystery.
I wonder, as to who's...
I mean, if they are, it's not really affected with us around.
It's not that mysterious.
Yeah, I had Andy Davo came to me in the break whilst we were waiting for the next, and he said, apparently you're the only person who knows what the situation is, because I've been going around asking everyone the results, like noting them down.
Right.
Yeah, they weren't telling anyone.
Don't know what that was. So the undead, unsurprisingly, essentially going for a bit of bludgeoning on the front and middle of that elf formation.
Yeah, I think PidPad's playing this well because he can't. He needs to put the pressure on.
He's got to stop from getting too spread out, right? The elves look like they're already trying to invite him into. We might go left, we might go right.
Well, that's it. He's got to be careful because if he spreads out too much, the elves just pick him off. If he doesn't spread out enough, the elves just run around.
Yeah.
And it's a very different Blood Bowl at this point because normally PidPad would be expecting to be 1-0 up, and he doesn't mind if the Dark Elves score quickly.
Yeah.
So it's a very different tactic to what he's trying to do now, which is to prevent the score at all costs whilst also trying to put enough pressure on to turn him. So this is going to be fairly unfamiliar territory. There's some good pressure in the middle here. He's got some nice lines up, but there is a gap here, so this is a weakness. But I don't think Stingray's going to take it because the ball's so far back. So even if he does try to run into this channel, let's say sort of they get rid of these guys, where's he going to cage up?
Well, quite, and even if he did, that kind of the undead would want that in a way. Wouldn't
Kind
they?
of plays into their hand. They can
just
just fall into it. You're absolutely
swamp
right.
Around
Yeah.
them, you imagine.
Yeah.
Swarm, I mean, not swamp. Swamp is not a word.
Well, it could be. They could swamp them as well.
Well.
So that is the guard white that has just been knocked down. Breaks armor on a 10. KO.
That's a big piece to get rid of, the guard white.
Yeah. Because as powerful as the guard mummy is, because it's hard to knock down and it's hard to remove, if you want to open a gap up by putting a guard in, the mummy's not going to get there.
That's your mobile one.
So that's you're right. That's really important. I think I like this more than playing. It might just be because it's novel.
Well, Harry Kewell, footballer, said the same thing. Managing's 10 times better apparently than when he played.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know if you'd say the same about commentating.
I say managing seems worse.
Well, that's what you'd think. Yeah.
Imagine being a Blood Bowl manager and just having like your players playing the game, and you're just having to manage them.
Yeah. So what? Yeah.
So I think the most dangerous piece now in PidPad's toolbox is this tackle white.
Yeah. That's the one that I don't know about you, but whenever I'm playing Dark Elves, or where the dodge is important, but you don't have loads of dodge. The tackle player is anyone with tackle is who I'm keeping,
That's
both
it.
eyes on.
I think one of the mistakes I made when I first started playing Tournament Blood Bowl was I wasn't focusing enough on those kind of individual skill matchups.
Right.
For me, that was just another piece sort of thing.
Right.
Whereas when you see the top players play, they put a lot of effort into keeping those dangerous pieces away.
Yeah. They're really conscious of those matchups.
That's right. It looks like Stingray's going for a quick score here. I really like this defense here. It's basically saying the undead are not going to go around. That's not an option. So I'm going to double column defense, but to the side. This is a little bit vulnerable up here. But it's unlikely he's going to try and dodge around. And so even if these ghouls knock that guy down and go there, it's fairly simple to come out. So we might see a handoff or even a short pass next turn. I'm just saying that to cover my bases after missing the pass earlier. If I say all things are possible, I cannot possibly be wrong.
Can't be wrong. He's got he's got a couple of elves there that have sort of broken the line.
Yeah, so he's got two
I mean,
dodge
that's the worrying thing
blitzers.
I would say for the Undead here, isn't it? Like, he's looking more spread out, and he doesn't. Yeah.
I think he was a little bit too spread out, but it's ever
The thing
so
is, like
hard
you
in
say,
this
it's such a
situation.
difficult judgment, like because you're playing
Yeah.
really against, as you say, what you
It's
would
a
normally
different
play
game,
for
yeah.
the setup.
Yeah.
These races set up.
Yeah, effectively Stingray's got an 8-turn 2-3 turner, if that makes sense. So he only needs to follow the tactics of a 2-3 turner to get a reliable score.
Yeah.
But at any time, assuming he doesn't completely fluff his positioning and the end they sort of really get into him, anytime he can just back out.
Yeah.
You know, if these are a problem up here, you can just back off. And then
And
that's
it-
going to stretch the undead even more.
Well, that's the thing is with the elves is you've always got options for stretching because even things like in desperation lobbing it to random squares is much more attractive with elves with
Yeah.
the pick up and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And just the fact that they can just go for a pass at any point, with a lineman
Yeah.
or something, you'd never quite tell.
Yeah. I don't know if Umar Tractor Rob is still in the stream chat, but one of the games I actually won was against him in the quarterfinal of our
Well,
league
let's not talk about it.
by lobbing the ball into a random square downfield and
you?
saying, "Go on, ball centres, go fetch."
Go get that.
Yeah, one of my
It can be very effective done at the right moment.
enjoyable moments. So J-Dub, no. Effectively, the results aren't official until the captain enters the entire team sheet to the organisers. So there's no way to see like the results as they come in like an automated way on a game by game basis. But what we will do is, as it gets to the point where we see the games being finished and the round drawing to a close, we'll give some updates. We'll pop out to have a quick chat with the teams.
Well, the key thing first is to understand, isn't it, what's going on at Spain-France. If Spain are losing heavily, then it's interesting for England. If they're anything other than that, though, it's really Spain are just going to...
Yeah,
And congratulations to them.
absolutely.
I mean, England have won, 4 in a row, so maybe it's nice to have someone else.
Yeah, 4 in a row. They've won 4 in a row. So yeah. Speaking as a neutral broadcaster, it's about time someone stops the England juggernaut. It's getting a bit boring.
Spain have won a couple of times in the past, I think, haven't they?
Just the once.
Oh, was it just the once? I thought
Yeah,
they'd
it was
won a
early on. It was
couple.
2006.
Oh, well, there's a one.
I think France have won it 2 or 3 times. Italy have won it 3 times, and England have won it 6 times. How did Denmark do in the other
I'm not
round?
sure. Core's won 5 games, but
Core's won 5 games.
So I was talking to him, but I think the Danish then lost the round though in the last round.
They did. They lost to Finland in the last round. They were.
Sweden were playing Finland. It must have been. They
Oh,
were
yeah,
playing
not Finland.
Malta. I know they were playing Malta this round.
They're playing more to this round.
I can't remember who the Danes played last time. It might have been the Irish.
Oh, that was earlier.
Oh God, we don't.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah, no, you're right. They
I've
won
opened
the
up
last round.
Pandora's box. We've got no idea.
They lost round 1 against France. They won rounds 2 and 3, and they lost round 4 against Ireland.
Okay. There you go. We kind of sort of know what's happening with the Danes.
Maybe. What I'll do now is I'll actually I'll look at the result.
We could do that.
This is where we find they weren't even playing them. They're playing Switzerland in round 4. Yeah, they lost to Switzerland because then Switzerland played England.
That's it. Was yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they lost to Switzerland in round 4. Maybe.
Maybe sort of. No, we can confirm that. We're looking.
We can
at
confirm that because we're
checking that.
we've gone scientific with that one after having 6 guesses. If you want to look at the result, guys, just follow that link.
So he has switched. He has done what he was kind of set up to do, which is to switch
flanks.
flanks with the. And that was the danger. As soon as you've got your team split up like the Undead have, then he had the option
There are
sometimes
gaps.
of either side.
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah. What he's basically said is, I'm happy with that 2+. All of my guys have got dodge. I'm not going to 1 in 36.
Because it never happens.
Because that never happens.
No, it hasn't. We noticed that ourselves. It's
Yeah.
not updated yet. Jeff is 31.
Yeah, we think the tournament organisers are trying to build some false suspense by not telling us
Why not tell us what's
the round 5 results. But we can confirm.
Well, I know on the individual standings, though, Cora's are definitely on 5 wins, so he must be.
He
In
is
terms of
on-
individual, must be. If they do, they
He
do an
is.
individual awards. They do it at some of the team tournaments.
Yeah, they do. There's
They do.
individual awards. There's also most touchdowns, which actually I will be presenting.
My God, they couldn't get someone else.
No, Lorraine Kelly was unavailable, so they had to settle with me. And what we're going to try and do, guys, once this round has ended, we're going to see if we can shift a few of the Eurobowl tables, take the board and the table down, and then move the truss over to the centre of the room,
Right.
which may result in me having to pay some massive injury liability fee if it falls on someone. And then we will be able to film the ceremony.
What, from above?
No, because the ceremony will be raised. It's on a platform. It's only a 1.5 foot platform. We're not going to put the truss on the stage. We're going to put it in front of the stage, and then we'll have the webcam
Gotcha.
pointing forward. Is the
In
thinking
a normal camera setup.
in a
that's what
normal
I'm
camera
saying.
setup. Or
France did beat Wales, yes.
I may just point it. In
fact, France definitely did beat Wales, yes,
Because they're on the top table, yeah. I mean, I can confirm Denmark did play in round 5,
They did. I can confirm
and
that
that's
too.
the only thing I can confirm.
I'm pretty certain they lost to. I thought they lost. Making it up now. I don't know.
Dear bowlers, you have a little over 1 hour remaining. A little over 1 hour remaining.
Where's the ball? What's going on here? Right, so yeah, he's caged there.
So he's got a cage here, and PidPad is now basically trying to squash the cage. I mean, this sort of cage cornering is usually good, but we have to remember elves just have 2-up dodge. One of the things that Stingray's done really well is he built a looser cage. He's basically saying the ghouls are not gonna try and go for a cage break. And what it does is like, let me refresh. Leaving things like this square empty here basically gives him ability to maneuver within the cage itself. So if he wants to kill this guy, he can basically move for free without having to make dodges, or even if he gets pressed up here, he can still make a 2+ dodge because there's no tackle zones. And then he can move him over here, blitz with this guy, and then run to the corner. So yeah, so although the standard 5 cage is strong if you're worried about cage breaks, or you might want to build a Wenger bus, it doesn't give you any internal manoeuvring, which can actually be a problem with Dark Elves.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, so he's going for that corner. I guess PidPad's thinking is he wants the elves to come back this way towards his players. Undead are very slow, so they're quite isolated. And he makes the go for it to get in contact. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. The Witch Elf is in scoring range. It would be to go for it, which is probably not what Stingray really wants to do. But if he's still got his team reroll left, 2+2+ with a team reroll to pretty much end the game, might be a risk worth taking. It obviously depends on the other players
Yeah.
and how tied up they are. We've got an unskilled mummy here, so that's not going anywhere. And we've got the guard mummy over here. So we do have 2 mummies in scoring range.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like as we said, it set up at the start of this half. He went for something more spread because the Elves can't be allowed to score quickly. And then, unfortunately,
Yeah.
he's experienced a bit the flip side of that, which is Stingray's managed to exploit that spread very well, really.
That's it. And with 4 blodgers, they're just so tough to pin down.
They really are.
I mean, there is the potential for a block here, using the ball carrier as the assist. As you could probably hear Beer in the background.
So say that again. What is he doing?
So I think he is taking that block on. I think he's blocking this this guy against the ball carrier. So he'll get the knockdown. That can go somewhere like there. He can follow up, and then potentially the Witch Elf can then blitz for a score even if he really wants to. Oh no, it's not a knockdown, of course, yeah, because it's a ghoul. And that's not the tackle player. So yeah, I think he may be trying to either cut that assist or get another assist in here to take a block on this ghoul. Yeah, so he's doing that. Makes the dodge. And he needs to go. Ooh, goes good, just. It's tricky here. I think that's a mistake. I think he needs to go there. Because now if he blocks, he can't push in that direction.
Yeah, that doesn't...
Maybe...
Depends what he's planning. Maybe he wasn't going to go in for the score this time. But...
Yeah, there's lots of options, but I think it would have been better pushing that way. He might be looking to push that way. And then if he follows up, maybe a 2+ dodge with the Witch Elf through, possibly another 2+. So he's taking that block on now. And that is the unskilled ghoul, but it is a ghoul. So I think he's going to follow up here. I think he is going for the score. Because I don't see how he can build another cage from here. He's kind of committed his resources. So, I mean, that's a 2+ dodge. He could potentially play it a little bit safer with a 2+ dodge into there, but he's not done that. He's made the dodge. It's a 3, it's good. 2+2+ to score.
Comes.
It's a 5. And it's a 6.
It is a 6, okay. So 2-0.
Well, it's really tough for PidPad now. He's going to basically have to score in 2 and then look to turn Stingray in 3.
I mean, for Undead, you're going to say it's pretty much done.
Yeah, because I think
they're just not really fast enough.
And it's a really weird contrast to the last game because Farina basically had no luck and no players, and yet still we felt that he had a shot because Skaven are so fast and he's got Ag 5, and yeah, he came very close to doing it.
But here, it would be pretty miraculous.
Yeah, I mean,
not impossible.
PidPad might even struggle just to make it 2-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, he is against 9 Dark Elves.
I personally didn't learn how to one turn with a movement 7. I think the lowest I got to was 8 for those pushes.
That's the weird thing. 8,
I was meant to, because we're playing yours or anything where maximum 7. I wanted to have a little chart, just some clear instructions, so that if I'm at a tournament and I need to do it, I just follow my sheet that tells me where to put everybody, then do this block, then do this block.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure it covers enough scenarios, but yeah.
So I think 8. I think 9,
8 is significantly easier.
9 is
like
trivial.
Yes.
8 is quite easy. 7 is very difficult.
Yeah,
because
there's
you
an order of
basically
magnitude difficulty, isn't it?
because of the way that it works.
Step
With
up.
8, you need to be here. Oh, I keep moving. Sorry,
Stop
guys.
doing that.
Sorry, guys. I keep thinking there's a whiteboard there. With 8, you only need to get here, which means if your player's here and the enemy player is there, you are blocking from within your half and
So
pushing
you
your
don't
player
have
into
to.
8.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of positioning setup, you don't have to get an additional.
That's it. With a 7, you have to either have Frenzy in this position, which of course Norse have an option.
Yeah, that's right. That's what makes it that bit easier for Norse.
And Dark Elves as well have that as an option. Or if you don't have Frenzy, you need to push one of your own players into the other half to then make the block to push your other player into the 4th row.
This is exactly why
that's
I never,
difficult.
That's why
Yeah,
I never
yeah,
broke down
yeah,
the
yeah,
instructions
yeah.
for move 7 1 turner
Yeah.
because it started to mess with my head.
So PidPad is absolutely going for the 2-turner. Interestingly, Stingray has gone very defensive. It's almost like he's saying, okay, I don't mind if you get the 2-turner, as long as I've got players left. I can defend for 3 turns.
No, that's unless it's tackle. Has he got tackle on that player? I guess
Yeah,
he
that was a
has,
tackle white. Yeah. It's not enough. It's not enough. I was surprised by that. I was expecting him. No, I guess I can't actually. No, my mistake. I thought he might be a bit more aggressive with his tackle piece. I know he wants to corner it, but I thought like throwing it up against these dodgers,
Right, make him think.
make him do something.
Yeah, at least roll a block before he gets to do his stuff, or have to throw a block with the,
Yeah.
the risk of a team re-roll. Throw a dodge, sorry, with the
Yeah.
risk of a team re-roll. Yes.
Yes, this is the last game of the day and the last game of the tournament. Okay, well, he's got to be careful because you saw him move it back there because he doesn't want to be within range. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. Yeah, that's a 3. No, it's a 4 square pass. That would be a 4 square pass. So he'd need to go for it. So it'd be a 2 go, 3 for the pass, 3 for the catch. He's got plenty of rerolls, so that's fine. It's just whether the dice are kind on that particular sequence.
So what turn are we on? Has he? Oh right, yeah. So he's going to go for a 2-turn.
Yes,
and then
his
he's gonna
turn 4.
Yeah, so you have 3 turns.
3 turns to
turn him over
yeah.
at school. I mean,
Tough.
it could be worse. It is tough.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit. I must admit, I thought there was a little bit less time on it. So yeah.
I think if it was 2 turns to turn him,
Yeah,
no way at
really
all.
no way.
3 is tough, but as you say, possible.
Yes, I think Sting does have it in the bag. It's the
We thought
conclusion.
Nacho had it in the bag.
Well, and then nearly.
Yeah, don't listen to us.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean, do
interesting.
listen to us because we're commentating. But, yeah.
We do. You do see that, like they talked about in the interview afterwards. As he said, and actually said, it doesn't compensate for the bad luck that had gone on in the first half. But it is quite interesting that you do often see a little bit of a luck swing. I suppose that's just
Yeah.
the probabilities that you can't just. You're really on a hell of a run if you're.
Yeah. And all it takes is, because it's a D6 game, it's quite blocky, it's not very granular. So all it takes is a little swing of luck. And all of a sudden the players can do a lot more than they otherwise could.
Yeah, it's true. That's the snowball sort of effect I was talking about in terms of things going against you. I suppose
Yeah.
can also go for you when you get the right thing happen.
Just round your attention for 1 second. The referee team will come round with pitches. Everybody to take a pitch away with them. One of you have the ones on the table, the rest will bring out others to the rest. Thank you.
I'm not sure he needs to do this.
So what do you do? Is he going to try and knock down that corner guy?
I think he's going to try and knock down that corner guy, but I don't think it makes a difference. The problem is, this is weak. Because
the Undead have still could actually switch the sides potentially. Switch flanks, maybe not.
Maybe not with this guy here. Not if he wants to do it in 2.
No, if he wants to do it too. That's a good point. Yeah.
Breaks armor on the goal.
Which he really does.
And stuns. Yes, this is the second half. If you look just below the board, obviously it depends on the size of the screen you're watching on. We've got the second half, and it's also 2-0 to Stingray. The score is at the top. Wales are having a pretty good tournament, given that they're hosting, and generally host teams have some of their best players drop out. So they are playing Germany on table 4. And they were doing a bit better last round, but they lost. They lost the last round to France.
They asked you about Wales. Where was your overall? Do you have your overall standings? That they were.
I don't for round 5 because they've not published them. But basically, I'm going off of the order of the tables.
Wales have had basically the summary is they've had a very good weekend. They fell just short of competing for the title at the end.
Yeah,
but they were up there competing for it until round 5. Really weren't they? They were in that mix.
I think given their subs, they have overachieved.
Right,
we were expecting them to be midfield. Yeah. Who's really overachieved is Finland, playing on table 2 against England. And England need a big win and hope that Spain loses to have any chance of claiming their 7th title overall and 5th in a row. Spain have won it once before, but they've got a very tricky matchup
against France,
and it looks like PidPad has basically given up on the 2-turn attempt.
Yeah, well, he has, isn't he? If we're going there, I don't know what he's thinking there. So I guess he's just gonna. He thinks he's safe, can safely get in 3, which I think.
But he's out of range.
No, he's going to be forward out of range.
He's out of range. It almost looks like it's a slow 2-1 loss here.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Unless what he's done, he's going for like a safer cage here, and then he's going to try and punch some players through to potentially catch later. One die.
Maybe he gives it someone else. You mean, and it goes going like that.
But I don't see who. I'm not really sure. Not really sure on the plan here. It looks like that's the end of his turn. Yeah. So Stingray turns 6, and it's looking pretty desperate for PidPad now.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. Was there the possibility of him rolling a bunch of dice on the other side to try and just get in for that too?
There was, and I think he had to. I think he needed to hit this player, knock him there, and go for the 4 up, 3 up. He's got the dodge reroll and the team reroll, so he's got 2 rerolls to cover that sequence.
Odd.
So let's just have a look at that. 4 dodge, 3 dodge. So with the team reroll to cover, it's basically 50-50.
Who came up with this app?
This is the Blood Bowl probability calculator.
Who came up with that then?
I don't know. I just downloaded it off
I just thought it might have been you.
Oh no, absolutely not. There's also a really good Samba calculator online, which is basically like an internet version of this app.
Yes.
So yeah, for a 50-50, I think you've got to take that, because if you don't score in 2, well, it's kind of game over, isn't it?
Yeah, Chunda, we talked a little bit about the tiebreakers earlier. So Spain, the actual tiebreaker they're using off the individual records, Spain are ahead on that, which is why they have to get to throw away the title. They'd have to get really thumped by France, and England would have to thump Finland.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're pretty much odds on.
It's a good question though. I don't think there is a head-to-head. So sometimes in like the World Cup,
Right, as in between like
between
like
those
he's
two
referring
teams,
to.
yeah.
No,
because it would be a bit sour if I know both countries would have only have lost one game, but if it's between Spain and England and Spain beat England, I can see
Yeah.
the logic for saying that they should finish ahead. But I don't think there is a head-to-head.
So you get the same debates in football, don't you?
You do,
For
absolutely,
group-
yeah.
For deciding group
Yeah.
games. I mean, although that said, what they evolved to was actually using
Was
more
actually
of the
that- more that
head-to-head
head-to-head,
records. Yeah. So
So I don't think there is one in Eurobowl. I mean, if Spain lose to France, if Spain get edged by France and England win big, for example, and England do pip it, you might see that in a future tournament pack of using head-to-heads.
I mean, to be
instead.
fair, the scoring system this year at least is much more sensible with just the team round being the main source of points
Yeah.
rather than individual records within the teams.
Because if you
individual
imagine
results.
that one of these countries, say it was like between Spain and England, but it was down to just the individual points. Now let's switch around like the round one results, so that one of them was playing one of the guys lower on the table, and they won 7-1. That was the big problem. Is countries were winning 7-1 in an early round, and that was basically deciding the whole
which
thing.
is crazy, right? I mean, that is just to me
Because you've got
completely
your
wrong.
most extreme difference, which actually tells you the least information about who's
Right,
good,
I mean, which is-
having the biggest effect.
Which Gangster wrote talking about it generally within tournaments, the concept of extra points or whatever, and he wrote a very good post talking about how it seems sort of intuitive, or it seems to make sense that you go reward a big victory, but actually it's the least meaningful result.
Especially a lot of these rounds have been 4.5 to 3.5. Yeah, and quite a lot of the games have come down to there've been like 5 draws between the 8 games, and then one side is 1-2 and the other side is 1-1, like a 2-5-1 victory. And it's really important for those teams to be able to get over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's terrible,
Against
like you were saying,
the teams.
the scoring system where if a team won 7-1 or 8-0 against some team, that was giving them huge amounts of points, whereas some other team who might be not as fancied, but managed to beat good teams, but only just get punished for it. But they won't in this scoring system. So
Ethan BB
influence,
has said that at half time France are winning 5, drawing 1, losing 1.
Well.
You know what? I might have a little poke in front of the curtain, because we're behind the curtain here.
Have a look.
And have a little
See,
look.
I was thinking about that, but I'm not. You've got more cachet. You've got more cachet to not annoy them getting updates.
Well, I don't know. They might actually be sick of me.
Wow. Right, All right, go and see what you can find out. Wolfen's gone to see if he can confirm any of that. Ethan, thanks for the update. And in this game, I didn't see that if PidPad had that opportunity to roll lots of dice. It looked like he did. Wolfen reckons he definitely did. So it seems strange to me to have resorted to a slow bleed to 2-1 loss, but that seems to be what he's elected for. I don't know.
Next stop prize is the next casualty. The next spot prize is the next casualty.
Yeah, Mr. Troyes, that was the choice. That is the update. So France are well up, or were well up against Spain, and the only way Spain can not win the tournament now is basically if they get thumped, and if England thump Finland. Otherwise, Spain will win. And when I say thump, obviously you have to get into the details of the individual results. Basically, Spain are ahead on the tiebreaker at the moment, which is to do with the individual results. Yeah, they have to lose. Spain would have to lose heavily against France, and England have to beat Finland heavily. But as has already been pointed out, it'll be a bit harsh if it gets taken from Spain, because Spain did beat England. So if it's between those two, and Spain get done on a tiebreaker, I wouldn't want to be the one to tell the Spanish coach. So PidPad here looks like he is going to try and break through the line, turn the line. Yes, the Spanish, anything other than the Spanish getting thumped will actually lead to Spain winning. If they draw their round or England don't win their round massively, then yeah, anything other than Spain getting thumped and England winning massively is going to result in Spain winning. They are definitely odds on to win the tournament. But the reason Wolfen's gone to check is because the idea that if France are massively ahead, then... No, but Chunder, that's what we're saying. That's not the tiebreaker, as far as we know. They're not doing a tiebreaker like that. Chunder reckons the tiebreaker is because Spain beat England, but it's not, is it? England can still go past them. The tiebreakers on the individual points, unless he knows something we don't.
Yeah, so it all depends on what he means by should. Should is in according to the rules, or should is in that is the...
Well, he was correcting me,
be.
saying that the circumstances under which Spain could lose. So I think he thinks that is the tiebreaker.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll go check with the organisers.
Yeah,
I just double check with the French and Ethan. I think what's happening is one of the French teams, like they have a lot of people supporting them on the media side. I think they're informing the French community of what's going on. Then Ethan is informing us of what's going on. So that does look like France is looking quite comfortable at the moment, although things can change. England are ahead, but only just. And there are some tricky situations. It looks
they're
like
not going to win by enough. Then
it looks like Lycos has lost the ball on his drive. That looks loose. Joe Manji has a few turns left and has got the ball quite deep in his half. And Jim and Pipey in the midfield.
All right, I'm going to go to Lou. I'll ask that question about the tiebreaker.
Yeah, if you would, yeah, that'd be great. No, I mean, you're right, Chunder. There's a very good argument to say that the head-to-head should count before the tiebreakers. Stingray's double sculled. And he takes the knockdown. No, so. Oh yeah, just saying, yeah. Inaccurate pass to score. I think even if he did score, 2 turns is probably not enough to equalise. That was Spills though.
So the tie-break situation is a little bit more complicated. So it is the tiebreaker. We were right, is on individual records,
Right.
but the second tiebreaker is what Chunder's talking
head-to-head.
about. Yeah, is the head-to-head records of the team. So what we said is correct in the sense of the first tiebreaker is going to be the individual record, so
Right.
it won't carry. So if it'll only go to Spain having beat England if they were tied on that as well.
Oh wow.
So You can debate if that's right or not, but that's that.
Let's
is
do it. It's the
apparently
internet.
the
Let's have an
tiebreakers.
argument.
Yeah, exactly. So we're set up for, surely.
That scream is not for the Spanish team. That scream was from the European, and it was Smilzo, who stood up, threw his dice cup so high in the air it landed on the German Eurobowl team 20 metres away, and then ran screaming Fantastico with his hands in the air all of the way out of the building.
Oh, so they've locked the door and he's not coming back.
Well, the refs didn't seem too happy with the dice cup action.
The dice cup, yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It's a little bit rude to throw your dice cup that far in there.
So now, I mean, this is a bit weird. So PidPad did that thing, seemed to sort of sacrifice that to turn. Then he's got delayed at the line. When I was here last, he was sort of broke through the line of the elves, but
Inaccurate pass.
but then
score.
And then
Yeah,
and
he
then
passed the score.
But my point is, and that's what these guys in the comments have pointed out. That it was an inaccurate pass. But the point is, if you're not going to roll the dice for that to
why
score
do
in
it then?
two,
Do it
why
before,
wait
it's
a bunch of turns
it's
and
a
then go for
50-50
like
there,
a pass?
yeah.
I don't know.
Why do a
it just seems
50-50
strange.
and 6? You could do a 50. Yeah, I agree with you. I think.
I'm sure PidPad would beat me. 99 times out
and
of
it's very
1,000,
easy for us
but-
because there's no pressure, and it's so
Yeah,
easy
absolutely.
from this position on our.
Exactly.
On our
We
pedestals.
make every dice roll from
Absolutely. I mean, I've never rolled a 1 whilst
here.
commentating.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's easy. I think you're right though. Like benefit of
Just
hindsight.
but I mean, yeah, that's because you just don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know if they will come and be interviewed. It'd be interesting to know what happened with PidPad with the KG in the first half, and then and they've just finished, I think, or are they shaking?
Well, I think I think it's
pretty
just a
much
calculation.
agreeing,
Yeah, I think they know it's just going to be. I think he needs a riot,
I guess that's what he's setting up.
a riot, and a lot of luck. So PidPad
So this
kind
time
of
you can only gain a turn, right? Because it's at the end.
yeah. So it's like PidPad almost has to set up for
It's a weird one.
a blitz. He needs a blitz or a riot because he needs 2 turns. Yeah, blitz or a riot. That's all that can save him.
Eurobowlers, Eurobowlers. You have a little over 30 minutes. That's half an hour, 30 minutes. Euro Open, you have 1 hour 15.
So why do they start the European an hour later? Just for the admin?
Yeah, so they
Entering
needed
the
to delay
scores.
the start. I guess they wanted the Eurobowl guys to get off and running first because that's kind of the main
That's
event
the
here.
competitive.
But on the downside, it means that the Eurobowl guys are going to finish
And then sit around for an hour for the,
having basically known who's won
but after sit
before
around.
the celebration. Yeah, so positive and negative. I mean, this Eurobowl is probably a good 75, maybe even 100 players stronger than previous ones.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that the effect of the new version of the board game
Yeah.
floating about?
Because we've got 4 extra national teams, that's an extra 32 players in the Eurobowl, and then I think we've got quite a few more European teams as well. So I think maybe 15 extra European teams for an extra sort of 45 from that.
I think I might have thrown away my copy of the new box set. I didn't even eBay it. I think I'd thrown it away.
I don't think it was very good.
I didn't mind it. I was just like, I don't have anything to do with this game.
Oh,
Oh.
that's the whiteboard overlay. I just forgot to click it. Yeah, I didn't realise that the right click to view instructions would actually appear. So sorry about that. So that actually happens every time I put the whiteboard on. That actually comes up, and now I can scribble all over it like that. And guys, for your viewing pleasure, here's some bonus beer.
What the hell is that?
Picture of beer. Fadrian's saying that his Blood Bowl is still in shrink wrap.
Yeah, I saw that.
You need to make friends with VMCat because almost all of his Blood Bowl stuff is in shrink wrap.
Is that right? I didn't see what they rolled.
Yeah, it was coaching.
If it was a 6 or an 8, yeah.
It wasn't a riot, and it wasn't a
Which is
blitz,
the
which is the only two that mattered.
Do you mean the rosters, Rex?
8 second delay.
You
There's 8 second delay.
Yeah, I know.
I think all the rosters, they are all collected. Previous years, the rosters have gone online. So if you, what's the best way to do it? They might go up on the Eurobowl website, or if you're following us on Twitter at the Tackle Zone BB, when they come out, I will post up a link to them. They don't like to send the rosters out before the games begin. Because people can start planning for what they're facing, like with the first draw being so
it would make
earlier.
sense.
So yeah, previous years the rosters have come out, and also on the tacklezone.net, which is our website. Excuse me, we will be starting a series of articles talking about roster builds. With a bit of a focus on the World Cup for next year, but also general tournament roster builds. And also some of the differences you see people playing in different countries. So it's not necessarily about having the right roster. Sometimes there are 2 or 3 good options. And it's quite interesting because different countries can sometimes play different ones within that country. As
Well, like you get Necros that sort of tend to be tier 1 in France and things like that, right?
sometimes, yeah, but also like with Lizards, for example, which I've played quite a lot as the game ends. Whether you go for like 6 block, 2 break tackle is kind of an English thing. The Italians take 5 block and 1 tackle. So you see a lot of variation from country to country, which is quite interesting. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go over and talk to the players and get them to come over and have a few words. So here, Stingray for Portugal has beaten PidPad 2 touchdowns to 1. So we have PidPad in Swedish yellow,
Stingray.
and Stingray in Portugal colours. So guys, that was quite a match because we were saying like turn 1, everything looked great. You'd got the ball, you were at the halfway line already.
Caused a casualty.
Caused a casualty. So everything was looking great. The next few turns, you set good column defences, but that's a lot of defending to have
That's
to
a
do.
lot of defending, and,
That's right.
and he was blitzing always 3 dice. I thought it was going to be really hard to win this game. When
And then something happened. Yes,
He wanted to score a bit too much.
he did it. He got a bit too keen, a bit too
Yeah,
eager.
1 square, too far forward.
Is that
Which
what-
I realized
That was the
during
miscalculation.
I realized during the turn, but doing other stuff.
Yeah, that's it. But once you've rolled dice, of course, it's too late to do anything about that.
Yeah, and it's also a good way to learn from your mistakes.
Yes, yeah,
Let
yeah.
them happen.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Not the ideal setting for it, but
So you must have been wondering what was going on. All of a sudden, this great opportunity.
I was the whole first half like, okay, so I'm going to try to tie the game.
Yeah.
You know, because this is really hard. This is not making, and then that turn with the column, I could
Yeah.
grab the ball. Yes, I thought that was my chance, and I had the luck of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had the ball bounced
Yeah.
towards the sideline.
That's right, yeah. So we thought that you were going to play it safe and maybe try and cage near the sideline, and then you caught us all out by throwing the ball and running downfield.
Yeah. So that was it. I thought if I could go, I would only have to block his tackle,
Yeah.
and I could go for it. And scoring in his half would be like brilliant.
Yeah.
And I knew the only way I could stop him was to blitz with a goal.
Yes.
But he couldn't dodge.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
A
No.
push would have been enough. So
That's it. Yeah. So we were watching that, and we were trying to work out all the squares and how many go for it you
Yeah.
needed and everything out. And we were like, okay,
he needed all of
this
them.
is the line, and then that's it. Yeah, we were like, when you put that there, we were like, we're drawing on the screen, like counting along, like, oh, has he got enough?
Yeah.
Has he got enough? He can't do a sideways. He has to go forward.
Yeah.
You put up like a good, like defense in front.
Yeah.
But yeah, not enough.
No, he didn't fail enough dodges.
That's it. Yeah.
I think he failed one.
Yeah. And the second half, of course, you've got the horrible situation that
Yeah.
normally you don't mind if Dark Elves score quickly against you
No.
because you've got time to
Yeah.
reply, but you had to stop him scoring and win the ball.
Yeah.
So that looked really hard.
Yeah. I tried, but he got all his players over.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I look like I'm going over this way,
Yeah.
but it's still those guys.
Yeah.
And that worked. Just took a turn longer than.
So did you just think just score as quickly as possible
In the second half.
in the second half?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I thought if I could score quickly, the game was probably won.
Yeah.
But scoring in the fourth turn, I think, was even better. You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he had a really few turns to do his touchdown.
Yeah, it's not long to get 2 touchdowns.
No, against Dark Elves,
Yeah.
which probably says among the worst matchups.
Yeah.
Because when they have that amount of dodge,
Yes.
Yeah.
if you do mistakes, you should get punished. So.
Yeah, well, I think that's the story of this game. One square, one simple square.
Yes.
Game lost.
I mean, I can give him the one die with the lineman who's on the ground.
yes,
That's safe. Ish.
that's it.
Even if I have had
Yeah.
things like that happen.
Yeah,
Or a better bounce.
that's it.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
And you decided not to roll dice for that, to go for the score in 2 turns. You know, when you were coming back at 2-0 down, you had the opportunity on that right hand side to maybe have rolled dice to go in after 2 turns. But
Too many and
just thought it was too many.
Yeah, and he had the tackle player.
What was your plan at that point? You did sort of go towards the other side, but you were just.
Ideally, my goal is still standing. Then I can probably do something
Right.
to push him away from the
Right.
tackle player, and then I can go for it.
Right.
But not with the tackle player.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you very much
Yeah.
for letting us stream your game. Commiserations on the loss and congratulations
Thank you.
on the
Keep
win.
on,
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
keep on the show. Okay.
Brilliant.
great.
So we've obviously got the England and Spain situation to sort out. So Spain need to not lose, or if they do lose, for it to be a small loss. And England, if they have any chance, need a big win. Now it looks like France might be doing their bit to upset the Spanish party, but England looked only narrowly ahead of
So it looks like Spain will be.
their team. So at the moment it looks like Spain will win, but we're going to go and check on some more results. So thank you again to our players for letting
you.
us watch their game, and we'll be back shortly to get you some results.